Hello. So today what I want to talk about is the real art of delayed gratification, savoring successes, and how that strengthens our habits. So delayed gratification is that ability to resist immediate rewards. It is harnessing a little bit of self-discipline for better impulse control. The rewards when you delay your gratification are greater, with a bigger appreciation of the dopamine that you get in reward. So then I want to touch a little bit today on savouring success. The practice of truly appreciating your achievements and being mindful about the small gains as well as the big gains, and how this can enhance our motivation and the feeling of well-being. So a little bit about the science of delayed gratification. I'm not sure if you've seen or read about this academic work that was done, I think it was in the 1950s, and it was psychologist Walter Mischel, and it was called the Marshmallow Test. Sometimes you see it being brought up in science programs and TVs and things again. And children were given a choice. Marshmallows. They were allowed to have their one marshmallow that was sitting in front of them, or they were asked to wait and receive 2 marshmallows. And what we saw was these kids reacting in different ways, whether some would take the 1 marshmallow, some would sit it out and wait for the 2 marshmallows much later. But the researchers found that the kids who waited for the 2 marshmallows had better academic performance. They had stronger social skills and they had higher career success. That's pretty powerful stuff. Now, we have to ask ourselves why that is. It was because they had developed self-regulation tools. So these self-regulation tools, this ability to not impulsively react, not quickly interject, not grab what you can, but think it over and consider options and long-term outcomes, were skills that these children, as they became adolescents and adults, were able to really harness. So the prefrontal cortex was at work here. It's really located at the front of the brain, and it is responsible for your decision making. It's part of what we use in impulse control, but also in future planning. So this part of your brain helps resist temptation, helps you think ahead and make crucial decisions, and it helps that delayed gratification development. So why I think delayed gratification is really important for our habit course, that increased self-control supports more goal-orientated behaviours. So having the control to say, do you know what? I've had my 1 glass of wine. If I have 2 or 3, I'm going to feel it tomorrow and not likely get up and do my run. I'm going to go and have a glass of water and think about this. It strengthens our long-term focus. No, I want to do that half marathon. I've got 3 months and I haven't done enough work yet. Would sitting down and having that glass of wine just now support my long-term goal, or will it be a barrier to it? But funnily enough, that delayed gratification also reduces anxiety. It gives us a little bit more control in the moment, which helps with anxiety, but it also connects us with more certainty. So when we act rashly, we don't really know what the outcomes are going to be. So that increases our anxiety. Whereas having impulse control, flexing our delayed gratification muscles, and planning for the future removes uncertainty and stress. Now, I want us to think about things that we might be doing impulsively without perhaps really thinking. Mindless scrolling in between tasks at work, or first thing in the morning, or last thing at night. That activity does nothing to enhance our well-being or help us reach our goals. So if that's something that you're doing, I want you to make that a focus. The other mindless things that we will do is mindless eating. We will eat nearly always junk mindlessly. So using our other habit formation techniques of environment and mindfulness, I want us to be aware of when we are making dismissive judgments about our actions. You walk into the shared kitchen at work and there's lollies and you think, oh, have a quick one. You have put no thought into that decision. And what I want you to do instead is walk into the room, see the lollies, and actually have that conversation with yourself. Am I hungry? No. Why am I having that lolly? Is it because I'm tired and I want a quick fix? Is it because I'm seeking some comfort? Is it just habit, bad habit? And I want you to say to yourself, no, I don't need that. I don't need to act impulsively. If I am hungry, you know what? I'm going to go and make myself something healthy and really savor it and enjoy it. Savoring then the success that you have created. So you've made a good decision in and around that. I want you to then savor it, enjoy it. Many of our high achievers will immediately move to the next goal without celebrating their success. So next thing, next thing, next thing. And that creates this fight or flight, go, 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 burnout, probably dissatisfaction. There's an endless chase of external rewards. What I want us to do is stop and mindfully acknowledge, I didn't have that glass of wine. Wake up in the morning, like I feel pretty fresh and I'm really glad I didn't have that second glass, third glass of wine last night. I feel the benefit of it this morning. Savor that success. This is where when you have little bits, you have your run with your friends, you think, do you know what, it was a bit easier today. I enjoyed my run today. I feel it was a bit quicker. I feel a bit more comfortable. Savoring that success is accessing the limbic system in the brain. And again, that's your dopamine and reward system that we've discussed before. The limbic system, particularly the ventral striatum and the nucleus accumbens, is responsible for processing rewards and pleasure. So when you accomplish something and take time to really enjoy that feel good, that dopamine that is released reinforces your motivation. So when you do something, maybe you're feeling a little bit smug. You did a run, you didn't indulge in alcohol on Friday night and your Saturday morning feels great and you're feeling good. I want you to sit in that moment and really savor it, because that is where you are sending the signals back to your limbic system to say, yes, this is me. This is my identity. This is what I want to do again and again. So how to successfully savor your moment and adjust to not having impulses and delaying gratification, is it really about that pause and reflect. Before you do something, pause. And I want you to, throughout today, just a couple of times, just say, pause. What am I doing here? What am I thinking about? What is this action actually about? You're reaching for your cigarettes. Are you grabbing your glass of wine at the end of a busy day? What is this action? What is this behaviour really about? And reflect on what benefits you're going to get from this activity. It goes for the good as well as the bad. So, heading to the gym, on the way to the gym, I want you to be saying to yourself, I am going to have a great workout, and I'm putting time and energy into getting better. I actually really do like gratitude journaling, and it might not be for everybody, but writing down your small victories, acknowledging them, trains your brain to appreciate the process. Celebrate with others. Social reinforcement enhances the joy. You know, having that interaction with people after your race, having that sort of team celebration after you guys have worked really hard to succeed. I want you to actually think and write down things that you are achieving. So, bringing it all together, your challenge for today. Delayed gratification. It strengthens your prefrontal cortex. It makes you more successful. It makes it easier not to be impulsive. And that savoring of success activates your limbic system, reinforces motivation, prevents burnout. So, no impulses and savoring the good stuff. So, your challenges today is to put a pause in impulse-driven activities. And I want you to savor your small successes. Success is not about reaching just the goal. It's about building these habits and shaping them, increasing that side of your identification of a person. So success is about, I can hold the line when it comes to lollies, junk food, smoking, alcohol. And it is I really appreciate the ability to go running with my friends. I really appreciate how I feel this morning, having had a good night's sleep. I really appreciate my team who've worked hard to get something done. I really appreciate this quiet moment where I'm having a bit of mindful time and I'm reflecting on what I'm doing well. Enjoy and savor the successes. Delay the impulses. Have a good day.